Yep.
Here we go. Action.
Folks, it's A1. I'd like to dedicate this show to the great men and women across seas and abroad serving our country in the line of fire. From my heart, I want to say may Christ be with you all. And come on, make it home, boys and girls, make it home. Now that we've got that said, good evening, people. It's Tuesday, January 14th, 2020. And we are here in wonderful Washington, D.C., home of the Stanley Cup winner, Washington Capitals, and President Donald Trump. And you are tuned into another episode of Common Madness. Today, people, we're going to cover a topic that I think needs to be talked about. And I'm excited to talk about it because I enjoy talking about things like this because it's quite controversial. I'm not talking about taxes. I'm not talking about people on welfare and how they're getting kicked off of it with lack of food stamps. I'm talking about dating, people. Because let's face it, you got to have somebody. Everybody needs somebody to go home to every night. And the topic of this show is going to be a good one. And that is, did technology ruin dating? Now, I know you guys are asking me, well, what does this guy mean when he says technology? Well, let's get into it. Because I'm talking about social media and birth control and a few other things that a lot of people don't factor into their meetings and greetings of the opposite sex, or if you're inclined to, the same. Whatever you like, I'm not here to judge anybody. So let's get into it. And one of the questions I'm going to say first is, how do most people meet anymore? Because it used to be that you'd go to the mall, you'd post up in the food court, order yourself maybe a McDonald's cheeseburger, some fries, drink you a little Coke, but you're really not there to eat the food. You're there to meet some women. You're there to see somebody, or you're there to draw the glare of a woman, or whatever you like. I'm not going to get into it. But how do most people meet nowadays? Because there seems to be some interesting ways or habits that people have acquired as this technological advancement has advanced and matured and spread throughout our everyday lives. So let's get into it. So, what I first want to say is, I like seafood. Maybe some of you guys do too out there who aren't allergic to shellfish or crabs or whatever you want to call it. But I like to eat my catfish. I don't like to greet it. So let me ask you, have you ever been catfished? Maybe one or two of you have. Forget that. Who cares about the catfish, folks? Have you ever thrown your hook out into that lake? Felt that line pull? You thought you had a shark, maybe, who knows? But when you pull the hook out of the water, it's a goddamn whale. Excuse my French, even though it's English. And you say to yourself, well, this isn't right. And of course, the person who showed up to see you from this dating site says, what's wrong with it? We're going to get into that in a second, but first let's take a commercial break. It's time to pay some bills. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Still want to do that, right?
10 seconds. Okay, I'm ready.
Hi, it's Pop the Pimp. And I got a question for you folks. Are you tired of your condoms burning out on you and breaking? Does your bedroom smell like a racetrack even if you're not in the car racing? Well, I have a solution. Look no further, for the answer to your problem is right here. soldier condoms, usable in any terrain, sunshine or rain. These durable, bulletproof, climatic, orgasmic experiences will enhance any situation that you're in sexually. Available in olive green, gorilla black, or napalm yellow, and limited edition Irish red. Fight the good fight with soldier condoms.
Warning, real people were used to make sure this stuff works. Okay, we're back. Now, how did people used to meet? Maybe they go to the mall, but a lot of people don't go there anymore because we've got this thing called online shopping. Kind of killed everything. That's why so many stores are closing down. And so nowadays that people aren't used to meeting people in person, it gets kind of awkward sometimes when you approach them because a lot of people don't know how to carry on a conversation anymore due to this widespread usage of social media. Some of the things that I've heard of when you go out to meet a woman on the street is, it's not what's your name, it's not even what you do. It's, do you have an Instagram? What's your Snapchat? It's no more phone numbers, folks. What's your Facebook? Can I message you on LinkedIn? I mean, come on. If I really wanted to message you on social media, I'd have found you on Instagram. I'd have just been looking, you know? Oh, she looks cute. Let me hop in her DM, right? No, that's not how I want to get to know you, at least for me. I would rather get to know you personally. Because the truth of it is, I don't really think you can get to know anybody through a computer screen. I can't read your face when you crack a smile when you hear my joke. And I can't hear your frustration if I send you a typed message through a computer or my phone that enables me to understand that you didn't like my joke. A lot of people, it's just dead air, you know, they don't respond. And then you have to chime in with something new. She probably won't like that either, you know, or whatever you like, you know. Anyways, and so what I'm getting to now is, how has the whole dynamic of relationships changed since this social media thing? Now, what I've noticed is, through my friends, co-workers, and family, girls don't want your phone number anymore because they want to troll your ass on Instagram. They want to be able to look back through 10 years of pictures and photos and figure out, are you the perfect guy for them? Even though you might be lying in all your damn photos. You might be. I mean, come on, let's face it. Not a lot of people tell the truth anymore, especially not with these special effects that you can put on your photos and pictures, and you don't even know who the hell you're looking at. I mean, the girl looks skinny in the picture. When she shows up to meet you at the club or at the lounge, she's grown 200 pounds. And she lost all her hair. I mean, what the hell is going on with that? We won't get into that. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just trying to spread the truth around. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so, the whole thing has changed. They've taken out spontaneity. You can't meet people randomly anymore. It's just not possible. I don't get it. Do you? Come on. I need to know. I wish I had a crowd in here who I could say amen or something like that. But it's nobody in here. It's one great engineer. Shout out to my engineer. You know, I forgot his name, but I know it's a good name. It means Friday, I think, or something like that. Anyway, nice guy. Anyway, so I just want to say, you know, the whole thing is getting weird. It's getting really weird because a guy can't approach a girl anymore and have a conversation because she's scared. Oh my God, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? This is what the girls say. What am I going to do? This guy approached me. He might be an axe murderer in a three-piece suit. Yeah, ponder on that one for a second, because this shit does happen, folks. Excuse my French yet again. I told myself I wasn't going to curse, but this stuff is really getting on my nerves, all right, because I'm thinking about it. And so, what has happened is they've cut off avenues where you could meet people, and now you're left with only one way, or two ways, or three ways. And let's get into those ways that people like to meet nowadays. And so one of them is you have to be in their social circle. How many people have heard that everyone in Hollywood dates in the same social circle? You see Jennifer Aniston with the same characters. Jennifer Lopez doesn't date outside of certain people. Have you noticed this? And so it's kind of become the same way with us regular common folk, even though you shouldn't be like that. Why cut your hand off just to use the rest of your arm? You know? Why cut it off? You could have used your hand to stir the pot. Instead, now you have to put your arm all the way up to your elbow to mix up the tomato sauce to put it on your spaghetti. It just doesn't make sense to me. And so, what ends up happening is if you don't meet the love of your life through a referral, well, you go on the dating app and you just end up dating. Now, there has been true love that's found on these dating apps. I personally don't know of any. Well, I might know a couple, maybe one or two. But most of the time, these people just end up dating. There's nothing wrong with it. You're still having fun. But at the same time, you never know what can happen if you let it. Because life, a lot of people have a belief about life that it's all based on fate or destiny. And it's true, it is. But it's the fate that I believe we create for ourselves. Would you have a college diploma if you never went to college? No. It was a choice that you made. A choice that you made to succeed or better yourself professionally. And so you go and you went to college. But if your destiny was to go to college and you never went to college, would you still have that diploma? I don't think so. I mean, unless you become an honorary graduate, like somebody like Dr. Dre, who's not a doctor at all, but he has doctor in front of his name, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, can I be doctor too? I mean, what is the science on that application of a title? Or there's other ways too. Now, people used to meet in their neighborhood. Have you heard about this? Susie lives down the block from Joe. Joe sees Susie at the corner store. She's buying lemonade. They strike up a conversation. One thing leads to another. And they end up going out to the movies. This is before Netflix, folks. This is theoretical. But it's true. It has real life applications because that's how a lot of people met the love of their life. Or, what I'm noticing in this area, predominantly in the DMV, is that a lot of men and women get together in high school. High school sweethearts, folks. High school sweethearts. That's just as American as apple pie or baseball. Or the prearranged marriage. My family has money, your family has money, so let's get together and make more. In India, you have to pay a dowry. In America, you just have to have cash or look like you have something, and you might be able to pull this thing off. And so, with all these encounters, some might say it was predestined, some might say you made it happen. But with all these encounters, there's one thing that parallels them all, and that is the randomness of it. Because the best things that have ever happened to me have been unexpected. Very unexpected. I'm not going to get into too much of it. I'm trying to keep it PG. But then another couple of ways that people meet would be in college or word of mouth. I've had a lot of guys who have came and told my friends, even me, hey, there's a girl who works at that Burger King and she's got a big butt. And of course, you just got to go look. Because, I mean, what heterosexual male doesn't want to go see a beautiful shape on a woman? Right? And now, there's none of that. Just nothing. Because now people don't want to really date people now. I mean, you have to understand, folks, dating is a social experiment. Or it's an experiment. Let's not say social. It's an experiment, You go out with the guy or the girl to see if you like him or her. You may not. You may lean in close to this guy, ladies, and his breath may smell like pickles. Who knows? You might go to his house, which a lot of you do. You might go to his bathroom. You might see the ring in the tub, the gunk on his toothbrushes that are like 5 and 6 years old, dirty Q-tips strewn on the floor, and toilet paper with poop on it, just hanging out of the toilet bin because he doesn't want to flush it because his toilet clogged up the other month. Not to mention the mildew in the shower stall. And so now you know this guy needs some help. Some women choose to help him. You know, they might clean up if they really like him. Or some might just judge you and say, hey, this isn't for me. And this is what I mean by the experiment of dating. Right? Girls and guys like to move in with each other. Once again, this is an experiment. You're testing out your maybe your spouse, maybe your girlfriend, maybe just your partner, maybe just your sex buddy on the weekends. Who knows? But you want to see if this thing will work. Can you sleep with his snoring in the bed? Can he deal with her leaving tampons on the floor in the bathroom? Or what about the fact that she leaves all the lights on during the day and then complains about the electric bill when it comes at the end of the month? Because let's face it, folks, a lot of people have these habits. A lot of people do a lot of things that they don't even know that they do because they're so used to being by themselves, it's very hard to judge yourself on a personal level. And so, all these things are tests. They're tests that end up leading to conclusions. And that is, do I want to keep this person? Or do I just want to get rid of them? You know? Or do I just, girls might think in this area, I've seen it a lot. I mean, he's not that attractive, but I can manipulate him and he'll pay my bills. You guys know I'm telling the truth. Right? Now, some of the reasons why a lot of people don't want to date other people is not just because of the lack of social media. It's not. This factors in with the show, too, because we're going to get into something because there's a thing called Google. I don't know if you've heard of it. But this thing has made everybody feel like they're a goddamn genius. Even if they're not. And so you'll have women have the best conversation with men. The best. They'll stand in Walmart for 2 hours in the section where they sell hangers. And they'll talk to this guy about nothing. Nothing. And what will happen is she'll get his number. Even though girls don't like to give out their phone numbers to guys these days because everyone's scared, because the media has made everyone feel like they're all in danger. Even if they're not. Even if they have nothing to take at all. This woman is going to think you're going to rob her blind. Especially if you're a Negro. And I hate to say that. But I know because I am one. Actually, I'm American Indian, Irish, and Ethiopian. I call myself the Black Fruit Punch. But that's neither here nor there. Because I got a lot of flavor. But they will use this tool, this search engine. And they will make it malevolent. Even though it's supposed to be positive. Because what that young lady will say is, in that text message, she was going to say, hey, Rick, what's your name? What's your full name? I know they call you Ricky, but what's your last name? You know, Ricky, he gonna tell him, he's gonna tell her his name, because he doesn't know what the woman is really up to. Because you know what she's gonna say, folks? Oh, hey girl, I just met Ricky. I like him, he cute, and he got a nice car. And I saw him with his shirt on, and he has a six-pack, I saw it. But you know what? I gotta see what this guy's about. So I'm gonna Google him. Uh-oh. And this is where it becomes bad. This is where it goes from right to left. Because Ricky has a criminal record. She don't know he got arrested for weed. All she know is what the damn site tells her. Because they don't tell you everything, do they? Do they? No. They rope your ass in. Like a goddamn cow on a Texas ranch. She thinks she know more about Ricky than his own mama. And she don't know a damn thing.
Rick got all his charges sealed, and it was just weed. Maybe he had a DUI, but he beat that because the cop didn't show up for court. He's probably saying, thank you, God, but that's all he had on his record. And you know what? She won't even spend the money to find out what the record really is. She's just going to go off of what Google says. And I got a problem with that. Because she is not going to meet the man of her dreams because she's too busy thinking she knows everything because of Google. Another reason, so if you're not Googleable, you may not have a chance with these people out here anymore. That's just the issue with technology. Because if you don't have a chance with meeting someone, how are you going to meet someone, you know? Literally, you're going to have to buy one of those brides from overseas, and she might not even show up when you send her the money through the mail. Now, another reason why people can't meet anyone is because they're always on their cell phone. I'm sorry. That damn thing was made for you to call people. It's made for you to communicate, but you don't got to be on it all the time. How you expect to meet anyone, ladies or gentlemen, if you always on your cell phone in the street? Huh? How? Every time you want to talk to somebody, I'm looking around, everybody's got their face down. I saw one woman almost get hit by a 2-ton truck the other day, right here on Georgia Avenue. She almost got hit. She would have been ran over and looked like, what's the name of that girl? That witch in that movie where it was you know, the Yellow Brick Road and all that. I forget the name of it. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. The woman got buried under the house, and all you saw was the red shoes. Would have been bad. But how you gonna meet somebody, folks, if you're always on your phone in public? Put it down. It's okay. Those people who you talk to every day and all night, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Put it down. But what a lot of people are doing is, I'm seeing it, they're using the cell phone so that they won't get bothered. They want to look busy because they feel like they're divas. Or I don't want to be bothered. I just don't like this guy. I don't want to be approached. I'm in a bad mood. But then they wonder why they're by themselves at night eating noodles alone. Another reason that enables people not to want to meet people nowadays due to technology is the fact that there's an occupational stress that occurs. A lot of times when you're working and you just don't want to, you just want to be bothered. I've heard stories about people who have said that they've talked to folks, and that they talk to people, but they didn't want to talk anymore because they talk so much on their jobs or something. And they just don't want to talk. So maybe you guys ought to write a letter to them. Maybe that'll work. You know, instead of, hey, how you doing? You just write down, hi, my name's Bart. I like your dress. What's your name? And hand it to her. Because the truth of it is the texting has made it so people don't know how to respond. They need 5 minutes before they can respond to what you say because they're just they're not used to using their God-given wit or intellect any longer. They need 5 minutes to look at you and figure out if they even want to talk to you because they're so used to looking at pictures online. They don't even want to look at you in person anymore. How many men out there know what I'm saying? You go to a club, you see this girl, or you're on the street, you see her. She looks good, and she smells nice. You go up to her to talk. She never makes eye contact with you, ever. You know why? Because she's timid. Because she's been used to looking at men on a computer screen. Or she could be shy. I'm going to play devil's advocate on them. She could be shy. But most of the time, now, it's because she's used to looking at people without them knowing she's looking at her. And now I have to ask you, who's really the stalker? Huh? Who's really the stalker? Because a lot of these women out here, they want to say that the guys are just trolling them in the streets, in the supermarket, at the gas station, all over the place. And the truth is, we're just being men, and we are hunters. And so that's what we do. We hunt. It just so happens that we're not trying to eat you. We want to take you out to eat. That was funny. The other issue is with this technology thing is girls can Google you and sometimes find out if you have money or you're broke. Now, a lot of people use this thing called IG, Instagram. They go through the pictures and they say, oh, this guy's got on a $500 Ferragamo belt. Oh, this guy has on Tom Fords. Oh, this guy has on Off-White belt. Oh, this guy's wearing Hugo Boss. I like it. Little does she know, the tool she's using to judge this guy is not an accurate one, because that guy borrowed all those clothes from his friend, who he's roommates with. She'll never know. And you know what the truth of it is? She's probably happier believing the lie because she just wants to be in her own world, because this social media has literally created a realm of fake personas and fantasies. Because a lot of these people are on there lying about who they are and what they really do. I was with a friend of mine at the mall. He saw a girl that he wanted to approach because he thought she had a nicely shaped butt. And she has a pretty face. I thought she was cute too. I didn't say anything to her. I just watched. He goes up to her and begins to talk. She laughs. She says, I'm too busy on IG. Why don't you just give me your gram? The guy says, I don't have one. I don't have time to be on it. Because that stuff takes up a lot of your time, people. You know it just as well as I do. You literally have to, it's a job. You literally have to post all day long in order to be relevant on these sites, as if you're getting paid. And all you're doing it for is likes from people you've never seen in your life. You'll never meet them. And if you met them, you wouldn't even like them. Because they're pieces of shit. Superficial. Unarticulate. And ignorant to a lot of life's truths and realities. But you never know. You're just going to keep on talking on that IG or that Facebook or whatever social media platform you're on. And you're not going to care because all you care about is getting the likes. Now, there are some good things with social media. We'll get to those later. But the thing that I'm wondering about is, how many of you people know that everything is based on timing? You being seen by that pro scout while you're playing soccer in the yard. Maybe he's just driving by and he happens to see you make the goal from a corner kick. Or you meeting the love of your life because you were late to work and you guys happened to run into each other and you found out she works in the same office building as you. You'd have never seen her if you were on time, but random stuff like this does occur still. It's actually very nice to have happen. Or you walk down the street and you find money. Because the guy who was walking before you, he reached in his pocket to grab his phone and a $100 bill fell out of it and he didn't have time to notice it because he was on his way somewhere. And so everything is based on timing. I don't think Donald Trump could have been elected 30 years ago as president of the United States. There were just too many other candidates that were better suited for the job. I don't have a problem with Donald Trump being the president. I'm just saying, because I go by what the Bible says, and that's all our world leaders were elected and chosen by God himself. And I believe that with all my heart. But everything in life is based on timing, whether you know it or you don't. And so if you take out the timing, a lot of times you're left with nothing. You know? How many people have met their spouse well into their 40s? You would have never dated this person in your 20s. This guy doesn't have the flash, pizzazz, or charisma in the world to win you over. But now that you've gotten old, had 2 children, and you feel like maybe nobody wants you or it's just time to settle down because everything is based on time, now you want to give this guy a chance. And he still has no flavor, no charisma, and no pizzazz, and still has a problem socializing in a room full of people and carrying on a conversation. But because of where you're at in life, you still want to talk because you're tired and you want to change in your life. Folks, let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Hold on. Don't do it yet. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now. Oh my God. This is. All right, it's cool. Yep.
Hi, it's Pop the Pimp. And I have a question. Are you having a problem attracting women? Do you always seem to pick the wrong ones? Can't quite seem to find a mate that fits your needs? Well, look no further. There is an answer to your problem and your prayers. From the makers of soldier condoms comes GirlDar, the first electronic attraction device of its kind, built to be discreet at the size of a quarter, and with the operating radius of 50 feet, you don't have to waste your time approaching women who aren't interested in you anymore. Simply turn on the GirlDar and walk and watch the magic unfold. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Damn, she not my type.
Boop, 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 boop. We have a match.
Got one. Never waste your time or pickup line. Never waste your time or your pickup lines again. So call 1-800-SEX-GOOD and find true love today.
And we're back. Now, let's take some calls and find out how other people are feeling about this topic.
Hello.
Hi, caller. This is A1 calling from Common Madness. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent. How you feeling, buddy?
Hey, I'm in a great mood. So look, let me ask you something because I know the viewers are interested in this. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like social media has impacted relationships or your relationships in any way today?
I wouldn't personally say they impacted my relationships.
Well,
I'm good with mine, you know I do. But I would say that social media has an impact on all relationships, considering that people can't go out in the world no more and just socialize. and meet people. They don't do that anymore. Now the dating game has changed. You got to go online. If you want to meet someone, it's all online. There's no more human interaction, and that's what's killing the world. You got to feel the love. You feel me?
I agree with you. I mean, because it's very hard to figure out if somebody likes you through a screen, even if they do like you. Let me ask you something. How many have you had any luck, we'll say, with meeting a woman online?
If luck do you mean by me just fucking a lot of bitches, then yeah, but that's just how it goes. But you mean luck by meeting somebody that I want to be with? Hell no. There's no luck there.
Huh.
I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Sometimes you do meet good people, sometimes you don't, but you're literally meeting people online, and the first thing you guys are doing is saying, let's meet up for a drink, just to make everything feel a little bit more casual, because honestly, everyone's just like a little bit weirded out by meeting a stranger. But so what are you the first thing you're gonna do? You want to meet for drinks? Yeah, let's meet for drinks. Drinks lead to sex. So now you already had sex before you even got to know the person. Are you still interested in the person you had sex with already? Probably not. So social media has changed. It's changed the game.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something else, caller, real quick, and I'll let you talk about it. Do you think the level of people's reactions has been altered due to the amount of likes or dislikes on their social media pages with the pictures?
I think that causes anxiety and a lot of problems for a lot of people. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I would assume that some people base their life off of that. So if they're not getting as much likes as another person, does that make them feel insecure? How would that make them feel? So I'm not a doctor, like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I would think that would make anybody feel anxiety that pays attention into social media as much as they do. You know? If that's your focus, and you have a Twitter, you have an IG, you have a Snapchat, you have anything you want. You have your own fucking blog or whatever on YouTube. All this shit. If you're that into the internet and not into social media, I think it would affect you a lot more than it would affect a person that, say a middle-aged person that doesn't do much, but with social media.
Let me ask you something else, and this has nothing to do with dating, but do you think social media has impacted employment?
Oh, that's a very good question. I've never actually thought about that, but I would say, if anything, it empowers people. They're making money off of social media. If you can get enough likes and enough accounts, they'll pay you. They pay you. It's like YouTube, same shit, they pay you. So if you're making money, that's creating jobs for the economy right there. You're getting paid, so I don't think it affects anything except for how much money they're getting and how it affects taxes going towards other things and how you want to file for your taxes if you're rich or poor. But that's a whole different subject. We'll talk about that another time.
Let me say this for all the callers. I don't know if you all were aware that there are government agencies now, and I'm bringing this up because this area is predominantly filled with government employees who make their bread and butter right here in the District of Columbia, working for Uncle Sam. And one of the things that I've heard from employers who do the hiring is that they will not hire anybody who does not have a social media account. Have you heard about this, caller?
I have not heard about that, but I wish I did. And I'm not surprised or I'm not shocked by it in any way. I believe that, I believe that the government is always been corrupt, but that's, like I said, that's a different subject for a different day. But I do believe that, right is right and wrong is wrong, And dating in the world, that's it.
Right. Okay, look, caller, let me let you go. I want to say thank you for your participation, and you have a great night, all right?
You have a wonderful night. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Peace. Let's take another call, because I just want to see what other people are going to say about this whole thing, because I think it helps the whole conversation and your understanding of where I'm coming from and where a lot of people are coming from who are
having the same issues or concerns or seeing what's going on in the world today.
Hello?
Good evening, caller. This is A1 calling from Common Madness. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm in a great mood. Great mood. I wanna ask you some questions. And let me ask you, have you noticed a difference in people's behavior interacting with each other since the advent of social media?
Yes, I have.
What are some of the things that you've noticed?
Well, some of the things that I've noticed is that everyone nowadays is doing things for clout, meaning that people are more inclined to do things based off of other people's opinion as opposed to their own opinion. Like they want to do something popular because they feel that other people may approve of it. It's no longer I want to do something for me. It's rather I want to do stuff for the opinion of others.
That's deep. So you saying to me that people are basically following other people and then doing the same thing so that they get accepted and liked just like they were.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that. Let me ask you something else, caller, because you seem to be pretty smart. Do you think that social media has sensationalized women to the point where it's changed their attitudes in real life, even though it's not real?
Well, social media is real, and it's real to those who are involved in it. Social media is one of those things that it is a part of people's lives, and oftentimes people judge their life based off of everyone else's. So, if the popular opinion is if what you're doing isn't popular with other people, then you tend to believe that it's not popular as well. So that's the issue with social media. It makes people want to do what they feel other people are doing or what other people approve of. So when it comes to women, oftentimes they want to do things. They want to do things for other people's approval, and that's just a womanly trait. I'm not sure if it's for men. For me, that's not the case. But women in general, they want to do things for other people's approval. For instance, you may have a woman who, let's say with the marriage thing, a woman may want to be married because she feels that, her friends are married, or, she may not be personally interested in being married, but because some of her friends are married, she may want to get married because she's afraid of what her friends may think if she's not. And I see that a lot, and I often have, conversations with some of my guy friends in regards to their wives. People want to do things for the stigma. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean because one thing that I've also noticed is if everybody in the group's got a Benz and you drive a Toyota, you're not cool anymore, are you?
Exactly. I mean, I think we all, we all are concerned about opinion. Just like the saying goes, image is everything. So to a degree, a lot of people say, "Hey, I don't care what other people think." Blah 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 blah. I don't think that's so. I think we all, to a degree, care about what other people think about us. You know what I mean? No one wants to be unpopular. No one wants to be uncool. And that's just the fact of the matter. We all, to a degree, care about other people's opinion about us.
Well, I have to say I do agree with you because I have a lot of pride in myself and I would like to look good. But I think me looking good, I don't care what other people think in that regard to where I'm going to judge myself off of it. But I just want to look good. And I think that's what you're saying.
But that's even when it comes to, let's say, fashion. We oftentimes don't choose a brand because we like the brand. We choose a brand because it's popular with other people. If no one's wearing, let's say, FUBU. if no one's wearing FUBU, then we're not going to wear it. If everybody's wearing FUBU and that's what we see, then we're gonna be inclined to wear it as well. So everybody, to a degree, again, wants to be popular or wants to feel like they fit in. No one wants to feel like the oddball. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean, and I see exactly where you're coming from. I do. Let me say, caller, I want to say thank you for your time, and you have a great night, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Same here. Well, folks,
we're going to have to call it quits on this one. Tune in next week for part 2 of Has Social Media or Technology Ruined Dating? And we're going to get into some very interesting topics that are involving chemical reactions due to birth control. Till next time, I'll see you next Tuesday. Good night.